Yay! Fantastic.
Well, now we can get down to business.
Yes.
Welcome
to
Speaking Rocks, Monetize Your Message Fast. Shannon and I are excited to share with you today. And the reason being is because for many, many years, we were trying to figure out the business in today's society, trying to figure out how to make it work. And it started clicking for us when we started speaking. Speaking changes everything, and we're going to go into that today and give you the value that you need to start generating revenue and monetizing your message through public speaking.
And speaking is the fastest way to grow your business, to attract a flood of high-paying clients, to make that difference that you long for, to get really well paid for your services and your expertise. And ultimately, because if you're here with us, I would imagine that you are an agent of change. So the more clients you help, the more money you make, the more change that's out in the world. So that's what we call the ripple effect. We'll be talking more about that. So welcome to Speaking Rocks.
Speaking Rocks.
How to monetize your message fast. And I just really want to take a moment to acknowledge each and every single one of you for carving time out in your day to be here, to be a lifelong learner, to stay the distance and really go for your dreams. It's not always easy, and we just really acknowledge you for being here.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Fantastic. So today we're going to be spending about an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes with you, deep diving into this training. We will have some couple break points in there to see what some of your takeaways are. And at the very end, we're also going to open it up for some questions. And that's where things get really, really good because, you know, Shannon and I have had the fortune of building a 7-figure business. And what we want to be able to do is answer questions. And I mean, I know when I was spinning my wheels, if I'd had the opportunity to ask a 7-figure business owner questions about my particular situation, especially when it came to speaking, I would have been all over it. So we're going to be available to answer your questions at the end, and we're looking forward to seeing you there. So go ahead and jot down your questions as you have them. You can even type them in. Carissa will mark them, and then we'll be able to go back at the end and fulfill your questions. So without any further ado, you ready to get started?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
And I'm going to share my screen, and here it comes.
All right.
All right, Carissa, can you see that? Can you see that slide?
Yes.
Yes,
Great.
fantastic. Good. All right, well, let's dive in to Speaking Rocks, monetize your message fast. Here we go. So you are here to make a big impact. We believe that you're here on planet Earth to make a bigger difference, to share your gifts and make a big impact.
So in your heart, you know that more is possible. And that's one of the reasons why you're joining us today. So if you feel calling, we believe that there is a tribe, a community specifically for you that's calling you. And that's why you feel that calling.
If you feel that calling, your people are waiting for you.
You bet they are. So I love it. And I love Martin Luther King in his I Have a Dream speech. You know, if you're called to make a difference, you're called to be a leader. And Martin Luther King was a leader. So if you're not speaking now, you need to be, because it's what's going to change the world. The world needs your special message.
And imagine all these lights around the globe. Imagine they're beacons of hope and inspiration and agents of change, and the ripple effect that's literally going from Australia to Africa to North America, South America. What if these were clients of yours all over the world? What would the world be like if your message was in the hearts and minds of more people throughout the world?
Without a doubt. So here's what we're going to cover today. Okay, you're going to get 5 simple strategies to get more speaking gigs, and you'll be able to apply that this week. In addition to that, you're going to get the
3-step Speak Your Path to Cash system to monetize your message fast. This is the 3 simple steps that we have used personally to create a 7-figure business, and our entire Big Impact tribe has as well. So we're going to give that to you completely free today.
And the key word there is fast.
Yes.
This happens fast. 12 different types of speaking that can generate an additional $10,000 or more.
And you're going to learn how to use speaking to step into your calling and create a movement. So make sure you grab a pen and a piece of paper. This is a content-rich training. You're going to get so much out of the next hour to hour and a half that we're together.
This past weekend, Shannon and I did a inner game VIP retreat for 6 different clients in our home. And it was we had 3 on one day and 3 the next day, and it was really powerful and intimate. And as we were completing on that, we had a kind of had a circle, and one of the members of the circle, when we were talking about takeaways, he said, deep and real. So let's go deep and get real. All right. So this is all about small speaking gigs. A lot of people, when they think of speaking, they think of a big TED Talk or a big, huge theater or arena with hundreds or thousands of people. We built our business, now a 7-figure business, on small speaking engagements in your own backyard. And this is how you
Mark, we're seeing the presentation. It looks like the presentation hasn't started. It's just said Speaking Rocks on the top.
Okay, thanks for letting us know.
letting us know. Let's back out of that, see what's going on. I see what's going on. All right.
Yeah.
All right, let's try this again. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome. Thanks for your patience, guys. Yes. We have a little frame within the big impact world that there's no such thing as mistakes. We're all learning and growing, and we just call these sexy moments. So you don't have to be perfect in your business or with technology to help people and make great money. And right. I'm happy that we can demonstrate that today. Yes. So many people think that they need to be perfect in order to be powerful in their business, and that's just not the case. You can be very sexy and still impact people's lives.
I think that might be better. Does that work? You should see a girl raising her hand saying, "What will you learn today?"
We see it, but it's just we could see like the notes and the slides on the side, like it's not on a presentation.
That's not what we want. All right.
Cool. So we'll try it again. Awesome. Yes. Here we go. All right. 3rd time's a charm.
How about now?
There we go. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. So we'll review real quick again what you're going to learn today. You're going to learn the 5 simple strategies to get more speaking gigs this week.
You're going to get a 3-step speak your path to cash system to monetize your message fast.
You're going to learn the 12 different types of speaking that can generate an additional $10,000 or more every single time you take the stage.
And then you're going to learn how to use speaking to step into your calling and create a movement. Let's go deeper. So like we said, this is about small speaking gigs in your own backyard, not big arenas or people with hundreds and hundreds. This is about simply booking small speaking gigs in your own backyard and attracting a high paying clients like bees to honey. It's really quite simple.
And we call this signature talk marketing. Signature talk marketing. So plan to stay all the way through the end of today's training because we have a free special surprise bonus for you. Tell them about that, babe.
So you're going to get the special report, the 6 most profitable niches for speakers. And that's going to be available to those of you that stay until the end. Because here's what happens. Oftentimes people get preoccupied. They're listening to this in the background while they're multitasking. You may want to be the person who actually shuts down those other browsers, get off Facebook, come and be here present with us because this is different than what you're used to. And so if you pay attention, you're going to want to go all the way to the end because what we're going to share with you is game changing. All right. So let's go deeper.
And one distinction, one gem could literally end up adding an extra 6 figures, multiple 6 figures to your bottom line this year. Right. So definitely be here now and give yourself this gift of being fully present.
That's right. Okay. So you're going to want to stay to the end because something remarkable happened. In today's training, we're going to share with you exactly what we did to make over $400,000 in our first 10 months of business. Yes. If you love that and you would like to do that, say, hell yes. Go ahead and type it in. Yeah, hell yes. Exclamation point.
Hell yes. Hell yes. Yeah.
It was pretty remarkable. It wasn't something that we were expecting. You'll hear in a little bit our struggle and what it took to start generating this kind of revenue until we landed on it. And then it happened almost literally overnight. I mean, that's like 5 years, it's like 5 or 6 years of a salary, a good salary in 10 months.
Yeah. Okay? Yeah. And best of all, we did it without a business card and we did it without a website.
Woo-hoo!
How did we do it? Guess what? We did it all through speaking, baby.
That's right.
Speaking.
And and we did it using our 3-step speak your path to cash system. And we're going to share that with you today. And it was a total high.
It was a high like none other. Well, it was kind of like multiple orgasms, honestly. Something that you want to have over and over again. Yeah.
So we want to share it with you.
We like to have fun in
That's
big
right.
impact worlds.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Who says business needs to be boring?
That's right. So the best part is this is a simple system that deeply aligns your business with your calling. And that's why it works, so that your business becomes your spiritual practice. It becomes the avenue where you're able to create a context to self-actualize. And when you do that, people pay attention because your awareness is growing and your ability to serve is through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
This is powerful.
Mm-hmm. And yes, our private clients pay us up to $50,000 to get one-on-one support with the Speak Your Path to Cash system. And guess what? You're going to get the entire thing for free right now on today's webinar. Super, super exciting. So let's dive in to the benefits of speaking and talk a little bit more about what are the benefits of speaking.
Okay. So one of the first ones, we find it to be the best, most consistent, and simplest way to attract high-paying clients.
Mm-hmm. And it helps you to gain more visibility.
You can easily sell your products and your programs.
We call it the ultimate leverage because you're going to talk anyway, right? You're going to have a conversation. Why not talk to a group of people all at once versus one-on-one?
Beautiful. It's a great way to fill your coaching and consulting practice as well.
Connections with industry leaders happen very easily because you get seen as an expert and a leader. So they literally are attracted to you. It's an easy way to find JVs, joint ventures, and collaboration partners.
As well as it's free marketing that works.
Mm-hmm.
And most paid marketing does not work anywhere near the way speaking can work.
So you don't need to spin your wheels with creating lead magnets and Facebook ads and funnels and internet marketing and all this stuff. Like you could just get a talk in your own backyard to maybe a women's group or the chamber or a Rotary, rock your talk and get more leads than you would online.
Yep.
We're going to show you how to do it.
We'll show you all about that.
Yep.
So right off the bat, here are some 12 different types of speaking, okay? And these are areas where you can go ahead and rock your talk. Number one, just like here and now, webinars,
Mm-hmm. Internet radio,
teleseminars,
blogs,
guest interviews,
television,
YouTube,
seminars,
guest speaking,
workshops,
telesummits.
and expert panels.
What we would suggest is go ahead and take a screenshot of this right here so that you can look at this later. That way you don't have to write all of them down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Just go ahead and take a screenshot
And
right
then
there.
put into the chat what attracts you to speaking. You know, whether you're speaking already and you've been doing it for years, or you're an aspiring speaker and you need some help with your messaging. You're like, or maybe you have some fears around speaking. What are your goals? What are the benefits of speaking that's drawing you to this presentation and to want to learn more about speaking? Yeah. Do you want to attract more clients? Do you want to fill your retreats? Do you have a product you want to sell? Put it in the chat. And Krista, you can just let us know. Just chime in. And
once they start rolling, let us know what they're doing. That way we can kind of customize the presentation to them as well. All right. So how to attract a flood of high-paying clients at your next speaking gig. We're talking about making a fortune with speaking gigs in your own backyard. Mm-hmm. This is hot, baby. So the Speak Your Path to Cash system, this is about being able to find your voice and monetize your message. Now, Marianne Williamson, for those of you that know her, she's gotten her notoriety in the world through being able to talk about A Course in Miracles. And her whole movement of love and God is very powerful when it comes to using those principles as a speaker and in business. And the way that she has turned her whole entire platform into a speaking organization is something worth modeling and taking a look at. So is Tony Robbins. So the first step in the Speak Your Path to Cash system is you got to get the speaking gigs. Mm-hmm. Step number one, get speaking gigs.
And speaking gigs are everywhere. So before we go into the speaking gigs piece, Carissa, what are they saying in the chat? What are their goals with speaking? Carissa, can you hear us? How are we doing?
Yeah, sorry.
Yes. Yeah, yes. Okay, now we can hear you. Yeah, what are their goals with speaking? What are they saying in the chat?
Yeah, it's saying, Damon says, I want to sell more services. Kelly says to attract more clients.
Nice.
Let me see.
Go ahead and put
Claudia says, I want to get paying clients. She's Excellent. An intuitive coach.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Excellent.
Excellent. So that's fantastic. You guys are seeing how speaking can be an outstanding way to monetize your message. So the first thing you have to do to monetize your message is get the speaking gig. And it starts first with shifting your thinking. So like this morning, I was at the gym and there was a guy, he had the towel on and he was pretty buff. Okay. And I'd never seen this before. So something I'd never ever seen before. He plugged in the hair clipper and he was shaving. He was starting to shave and shape his head and shape his hair. Oh, wow. And I'd never seen a guy do that, especially at the gym.
Yeah, the gym locker
room. So he's in the gym locker room shaping his hair and making sure he looked all, amazing and beautiful. And I had to laugh and I'm like, you never know what you're going to see, never know what you're going to find. And when you start looking for speaking gigs, you start seeing things you never saw before, and you'll see them where you've never seen them before. So speaking gigs are everywhere, like meetups,
women's groups,
Rotary,
Chamber of Commerce,
association meetings,
eWomen Network,
Holistic Chamber of Commerce.
And you might want to take a screenshot of this slide as well as expert panels are a great way to get speaking gigs.
Excellent. All right. So if you've seen a speaker, you want to think that could be you.
Okay, step 2 of the Speak Your Path to Cash system. So now that you got the gig, and don't worry, later in the presentation, we're going to give you some more tools around how to get those gigs. So right now, we're just going over the Speak Your Path to Cash system. Step 1, get the gig. Step 2, offer a free gift. Okay, offer a free gift. One of the biggest mistakes that we see speakers make, especially when you are in a smaller room of 20 to 40 people, you make a big offer at one of these small gigs and it breaks rapport. Okay, so typically these speaking gigs that we're talking about in your own backyard are going to be rooms of 20 to 40 people. So lead with generosity and offer a free gift. Now, that gift needs to be something very specific.
So I don't know about you guys, but I love ice cream. It's one of my favorite indulgences next to my wife.
Okay.
And so when you go to when you go to Baskin Robbins and you say, I'd like to try the Rocky Road and I'd also like to try the orange sherbet. What do? They give you a sample through what we call a little pink spoon. All right. So your little pink spoon is the best way for you to monetize your message at these small speaking gigs, especially if you don't have any experience really making offers from the stage. So what you're going to offer as your little pink spoon may be like a strategy session, an enrollment conversation, or like a discovery session.
Or a special report.
Maybe you'll offer a full scholarship to a seminar or a workshop.
Or a video series.
Or if you're like more of a professional, like maybe a financial planner or mortgage lender, something of that nature, you'll set the appointment, which is normally where you're going to do a needs assessment and take a look at how that person is qualified to work with you.
Okay, so we're using speaking gigs to attract a boatload of leads or appointments or strategy sessions on your calendar. Okay, and then step 3, this is where you monetize it. In your strategy session or that appointment, that is where you offer your hot, juicy program and you rock your enrollment conversations. So let's tell them a little bit more about that.
Okay.
This is the same 3 steps that we have used to fill our rooms.
Yep. To create a movement.
To have a sold out coaching and consulting practice.
And to create a rockin' tribe of people who are making a bigger difference in the world. I mean, you guys, what we want for you as I look across the sea, I see Auntie and Brody, I see Emmanuel, I just see Shay, I see person after person after person, Candace Oneda, of who's been able to monetize their message. Look at that.
There's Mayvu in the corner. Right, I mean, a lot of our clients who were spinning their wheels when they came to us, they were frustrated with technology. They were frustrated with internet marketing. It just wasn't working for them. We gave them these 3 steps in mentorship, and they have literally gone on to make over 6 figures. Mayvu has gone on to become a best-selling author, and she teaches her movement of women and empowerment all over the world.
Yep, and it all starts with speaking. It's pretty powerful. So we'd like to tell you a little bit about Shannon and I so you know who you're getting your information from and what we stand for. Shannon and I are soulmates, and we've come together to fulfill a calling, and it's been pretty remarkable. We started our business within 3 months of starting to date each other. So we were all in from the get-go, baby.
Mm-hmm. And 90 days later, we had our first six-figure event.
Pretty remarkable.
When people say business takes a long time, it takes time to build a business. It takes a really long time if you don't have the right system.
Right.
All right. So if you're spinning your wheels, we're going to show you how to get the results fast. 6 months later, we did it again.
That's how it works.
Yep.
It's pretty powerful.
Mm-hmm. Let me brag about my amazing husband here for a second. Yeah, you're okay with that, baby? Yeah, I thought so. So Mark is an award-winning branding consultant. He has done some of the biggest brands in the world, including Aflac, Budweiser, Porsche, Harley Davidson. He's also led over 350 seminars and trainings, and he is an amazing speaker, an amazing storyteller. And then he's also blended inner game and spirituality. He's been studying the Course in Miracles for over 20 years and neuro-linguistic programming. So we bring in these inner game and spirituality tools into speaking and leverage business strategies. And that really is the secret sauce.
It really is. And what I'm about to say next is going to resonate with many of you, because here I had these credentials and yet it was pretty tough. I had a horrible time. Here I'm working with some of the biggest brands in the world, and I couldn't even identify my own niche. It was a bitch, honestly. I went through 11 different iterations of my brand. I changed it so much that no one even knew what I did even more. Not even me. Here I'm this branding and marketing expert, but then I was stuck. I felt out of integrity. I felt shame, and it was getting to the point where it was affecting my health and my mental health as well as my physical health. I was angry. I was frustrated. And I think the biggest thing was the self-doubt. Self-doubt. I mean, that just is crippling. And then you want to hide because you don't want people to see how you're feeling weak and you're feeling like you're not worthy. I isolated and I was confused about my message. And yet, like you guys, I was tapped into something deeper that said, you know what? You have value. You just haven't figured out your messaging yet. People need your message. I felt like I had wisdom and brilliance to share. So if you're not living, and then I remember looking in the mirror and I'm like, you know what? I'm not living my purpose. So I looked in the mirror and I was like, all right, I'm out of integrity. I'm 40 pounds overweight. And I'm not doing my yoga. I'm not speaking. It became so bad that I just was spinning my wheels constantly. So in that moment, I looked in the mirror and I'm like, okay, I need to get back into it. I developed a strong spiritual practice and I stepped fully into my calling as a speaker. And I just started speaking, sometimes to as few as 2 or 3 people, but it began to grow. It was pretty powerful. I tripled my income. And then that was when I met my amazing Queen Shannon. And she's been such a big support for me. Now it's my opportunity to brag about you, baby.
Oh, baby.
So Shannon is a rock star. She created Northern California's #1 detox spa. She was able to create over 4,000 clients all through speaking. So she was using speaking to attract clients into her spa. It was pretty powerful. She was the producer of multi-speaker events and has even generated over almost $500,000 in just a weekend. Pretty remarkable.
Mm-hmm. And through that experience, I was sharing the stage with some of the top speakers in the world. Laurel Langmeyer from The Secret and Marshall Silver and who else?
Bill Rancic
from Apprentice and Lisa Sasevich.
Laurel Langmeyer.
Yes, yeah. So, I really got to see and witness some of the world's top speakers and their presentations and how they prepare for their talks. And, I would help them to fill their rooms and help them attract more clients and basically help them get rich and famous. That was my role. The only problem is that I was promoting other people's messages. And what happened for me is I ended up getting really sick. I was admitted into the hospital. This was about a week after Mark and I started dating. And I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but when you're out of alignment with your purpose and your calling, and that goes on long enough, it can actually show up in physical symptoms. Well, that's what happened to me. I ended up having an abscess on my fallopian tube about the size of a softball. And virtually overnight, I was admitted into the hospital. I had to go into surgery. it was really a scary time.
Yeah.
And Mark was totally there for me. He had been my boyfriend for like a week, and he was totally my hospital hero and told the doctors, like, listen, we need definite results here. And, you know, he told them like what to do and how to handle it.
You know, she makes me sound all like I was like this hero, but I just wanted to see her cute little butt, you know, through the little hospital gown that she had.
You had an ulterior
I had an ulterior
motive.
motive.
I see. Okay. Yeah.
But it was really scary. I saw the stress on your face and the way the how doctors are. They don't really give you the answers until you demand them. You know?
And I remember laying in that hospital bed as I was recovering from the surgery, and I remember thinking, Shannon, you know, what are you doing with your life? What is it that you really want? You know, here I had years, like over 20 years experience with personal development. And you guys know, right? Watching The Secret and creating vision boards and going to Landmark and walking on fire with Tony Robbins and listening to all the books and the CDs and the tapes and all of it. And yet I wasn't sharing my gifts. I had to get really honest with myself that I was having so much self-doubt, and that's why I was promoting everybody else, because I didn't believe that I had what it took. And I realized I've got to make a bigger difference in this lifetime. No matter what happens, it's time to share my gifts, and it's time to make a big impact. So I hired a mentor, I deepened my spiritual practice, and Mark and I started our business basically within a couple short months of that. And after I recovered from my surgery, and literally things started to pop. We had our first 6-figure event. We got married.
Oh my God.
It was amazing. We had more freedom, more fun. We went to Bali and Thailand on our honeymoon.
That's our elephant, Gigi. She was fantastic. I'd never met an elephant before. They're so intelligent and so kind. It's really quite remarkable. We get to work from home. We have clients from all over the world. I saw that people were on this call from Australia, Brazil, Spain. It's pretty remarkable. And through small speaking gigs in your own backyard, without even having an internet presence, we were having a global impact. And we want that for you. So then we created the Big Impact brand. We're launching rockstar speakers all over the world. And to date, the Big Impact Tribe, using this system, has generated over $16 million in their own businesses. It's pretty spectacular. And I feel very blessed to be a part of that.
So go ahead and type into the chat what inspired you, either about our story or the Speak Your Path to Cash system. What are you feeling? Let us know where you're at. You know, what inspired you most? You know, is it that like, well, shit, I can go out there and rock my talk and offer a free gift. I can do that. Or maybe it was something in our own personal story of like, you know, I'm dealing with a lot of self-doubt. So, you know, maybe that piece really spoke to you. Let us know what inspired you. And then Carissa, let us know what people
Actually, we're going to go back on camera for a little bit.
Cool. Yeah.
So let me stop sharing.
All right.
Hey, everyone. Great.
Hey.
Yeah, so that's the start of the Speak Your Path to Cash system. And this is signature talk marketing. What I love about it the most is if you've been trying at all to do a webinar, like even on this webinar, you see that there's hiccups. And, you know, we have practiced and practiced and practiced, and technology is unpredictable.
Yeah.
What I love about the Speak Your Path to Cash system is that once you have the system down, you just show up, you rock your talk, you know your numbers, so you know how many people are in the audience, how many strategy sessions you're going to get, how many clients you're going to get. It becomes predictable.
Yep.
And then you're not spending all of this time in a learning curve trying to figure out software, Facebook ads, SEO, video.
Yeah, so let's see what they're saying. So Elizabeth, I can help others too, and what inspires me most.
Nice.
Catherine, authentic fulfillment.
Lynette, self-doubt, not feeling worthy, pain.
Linda said the same thing. I resonate with self-doubt. Yeah. Rosa, when you shared that you took all those personal development seminars. Oh yeah, Rosa, right? And still didn't believe in yourself to get out there and do your work. That resonates with me. Thank
Douglas,
you,
you want
Rosa.
to improve your ability to help others. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Awesome. Excellent. Lauren, I have been feeling that I have been feeling know that speaking is what I need to do. You've been feeling that you know that speaking is what you need to do, and that you've known this just recently. Excellent, Lauren.
And then we show up. That's how it works.
That's how it
See,
works.
when you have a calling and you put your message out there, the people that need it find you.
Yes.
You know, Amanda, you seem real. That's great. That it can be done organically, and then you don't need to do everything technologically. Absolutely. And you know what? We have 7-figure colleagues that normally would be doing a launch, and they would be getting like, you know, there'd be like $1 million launch, and they would get like 10,000 people to their website or opt in. It's now like 2,000 people opting
it's gone
in,
way
like more than half.
Yeah.
And they are they're in a rough spot because they're depending on this income and this influx into their business in order to handle all their overhead. So this is a great way of keeping your business simple and nimble.
Simple and nimble. I like that. Yeah. That's good. And Melinda said how quickly we did it and how that inspires you. Awesome. Fantastic. Fadia, I've done talks in the past, but didn't get a single paying client. LOL. Okay, we're going to change that, girlfriend. She got people coming multiple times, but no money.
You know, all and right, I'll bet you, Fadia, you got lots of compliments, but no clients. Yep. All right. So let's go back in. Now we're going to deep dive because here, you know, what we talked about was monetizing your message.
Yes.
Now what we want to do is we want to talk about the importance of creating a movement and really building something that's going to change the world. So let's go ahead and do that now, and we'll deep dive into that.
All right, Carissa, can you see our screen and we're good to go?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. All right, fantastic.
So one of the things that we are a big believer in is legacy makers, and we've been studying them. People like Martin Luther King,
Marianne Williamson,
and Brene Brown, as well as like Gandhi and Mother Teresa. I mean, the list goes on.
And then we've also studied a lot of rock stars and celebrities. You know, like back in the day, I used to love. Did you guys watch VH1 Behind the Music? Right? And it's like, you know, how they made it, and then they turned to drugs, and then, you know, they lost their millions, or right? Like the turning point story. So literally, like for the last 20 years, both Mark and I have kind of had this like obsession about people's stories and getting your story out there. And then we figured out how to monetize your story.
And so with the legacy makers, specifically those people who have made an impact in the world, who've literally changed the course and the direction of society, they leave clues and they do things similarly. So there's patterns that have emerged that Shannon and I identified, which allows your speaking to be more authentic and real. All right. So we want you to use speaking to step into your calling and create a movement. If you're not noticing it, we've got storms and earthquakes and shootings and lots of anger and fear in the world right now. That's an indication that people are hungry for change, which means they're hungry for your message.
Absolutely.
You know, so I mean, your voice, your message could end hunger.
Your voice, your message could end pollution.
Look at that water. Oh, can you imagine swimming in that? Your voice, your message could end war. I mean, in the United States, it doesn't even dawn on people that children would be walking down the street with machine guns and soldiers. It's just not our life here, at least not yet. That's why your message is needed, because if we don't speak up, our world can become this. And with your voice, we can change it.
Your voice, your message could change the world. And now, with the power of the internet and the power of social media, it could happen much faster than you might realize.
You know, Martin Luther King, his I Have a Dream speech was 17 minutes and 32 seconds long. And that was the first time, and I think the only time in history where there's been over 1 million people at the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. And it's kind of interesting. He changed the course of history. And you guys, he started it in a church, in his basic church, his Baptist church, with 86 seats in that church. From 86 seats, he had a small speaking gig every week as he gave his sermon. And eventually that became a movement that changed the world and race relations forever. He will go down in history as being someone who is the voice, the first and most powerful voice for race equality. So you got to ask yourself, how do I create my movement?
And it's really interesting, babe. You mentioned that Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech, right? Probably one of the most famous speeches in history was 17 minutes and how long?
32 seconds.
32 seconds long. What's fascinating is, guess how long a TED Talk is? 18 minutes long. So the question is, what are you doing with your 18 minutes?
Besides pimping your product. Speaking isn't about that. It's about creating a movement and inspiring people to improve their lives. And so if you're going to create a movement, you must strike an emotional chord. Okay, it's not enough to just provide content. You've got to touch people's hearts and souls. And the way you do that is the three following ways. The first thing is you got to solve a problem or an injustice at the heart of your tribe. Look at Martin Luther King. The injustice was inequality and segregation. All right. And this was a huge problem in injustice for all African Americans. All right. And so he was able to be very respondent to that and spoke to a very high level pain point.
In order to create a movement, you've got to communicate a vision and a possibility of change. You actually have to be inspiring, and you have to be an inspiration to your community and to your tribe.
Martin Luther King actually traveled over to India to study the ways of Gandhi and how to be able to put together non-violent protests. And so his whole vision of possibility and change was, let's just march. No violence. We will not retaliate in violence. And by doing that, it made it very simple of what people could do. They had this vision of what could happen if white children and black children are eating lunch together, are singing together, are communicating and relating to each other, not because of the color of their skin, but because of the content of their character. That was part of his message. Mm-hmm. And so then the way you have to strike an emotional chord and create that movement is also by providing the nuts and bolts, the practical action steps that anyone can follow so that movement starts to take action and create a momentum.
So it's not enough to just be a visionary change agent. Yes, that's a big portion of it. But if you don't give people the step-by-step, the nuts and bolts, the do this, don't do that, do this first, second, and third, then people are just going to be inspired, but no follow through, no action. So they need the inspiration as well as the action. Things that they can easily do to make a difference.
That anyone can follow. Really, really important. So these are the patterns of legacy makers, and we break this down and show you how to grab these little patterns here and here and there and here and here and create a signature talk that rocks, one that people remember, one that people lean into, and one that allows people to want to work with you. And it's remarkable. Okay, so the patterns of legacy, out of all these patterns, there's one particular pattern that emerged that we've already kind of told you.
Small speaking gigs in your own backyard. That's where every single one of these thought leaders movements began. Okay, so many people know Marianne Williamson with her whole movement of love and God and how she became famous on Oprah when Oprah read Return to Love. All right, what was that?
1993.
1993. You know, and some of us, that was the first time that we were introduced to Marianne. Well, many people don't realize for literally 10 to 15 years before that, every week she was doing small speaking gigs in her own backyard in LA. That's where she was living at the time. And so she had already created a movement and a following, and she was honing her message by actually being with the people. Yep. Before she wrote her book. And I really believe that if she didn't take that time, that lab work, right, of like being in the trenches with her people and hearing what their challenges were and what their stories were, Return to Love, A, may have never happened, okay? B, definitely would not have become this global phenomenon that Oprah linked onto and changed the course of Marianne's life and Oprah's, and talk about a ripple effect.
That's right. And that has brought millions of people to A Course in Miracles. Mm-hmm. Pretty powerful stuff. So at Big Impact Live, our signature event, Speak Your Path to Cash, we break down this particular system. We deep dive into the patterns of legacy makers so that you can produce the same or similar results for yourself. Speaking is the new marketing, and it's the fastest way to grow your business, make a big difference, and change the world.
Mm-hmm. And so we bring in a lot with the inner game and spirituality. Remember, I was telling you about Mark's background, and I'm also very spiritual. And the key is to healing the core wounds. These core wounds, both Mark and I, interestingly enough, we were both studying to become marriage and family therapists. This is before we even knew each other. We had both gone to graduate school to get an MFT, a marriage and family therapy license. And what's interesting, this is fascinating, talk about parallel paths, right? We both left graduate school to pursue entrepreneurship because we really felt we could have a bigger impact as a business owner and through entrepreneurship than we could with traditional talk therapy. So we're really passionate about helping you kind of turn your mess into your message and helping you to heal those core wounds. So let's go deeper into that.
That's right. And the reason why this is important is that you can have all the content in the world. You could have all the business strategy, all the speaking strategies. You could know how to create a movement. But if we don't take you inward and we don't start to heal the things that have wounded us, then we will never be able to take action on those strategies. And if you want to have business strategies on how to make money, just Google it.
Yeah.
You've got more content at the end of your fingertips than ever in history. But what makes the difference is what's going on between those ears and what's going on in your heart so that you're able to make a difference and a big impact in the world. So you've got to be working on those particular things in your life. And we'll go a little bit deeper on this in a minute. So a lot of people think that they have a fear of public speaking, or maybe I know a lot of speakers will say, I'm not ready. They're trying to get ready to get ready.
There could be a fear of failure, a fear of rejection.
Maybe I'm not good enough, fear of success. A lot of these are mirroring the core wounds that drive people or stop people. And what we've come to find is that while these are all symptoms that may keep you from stepping into your power and really stepping in and owning your calling and speaking as much as you need to be, it all comes down to one basic fear.
The fear of being seen.
So brilliant, conscious business owners and experts are often stuck in their head and spinning their wheels. You heard how I did that for 7 years with 11 different iterations of my brand. I'd have a good day or a good month and a bad, and then followed by 3 or 4 bad days or bad months. And it was amazing that I survived, and how I was able to do it. And it was just, there was something bigger that kept pulling me forward to share my gifts and hone my talents. So you've got to overcome your fear of being seen or of speaking by
getting grounded in your desire to serve and inspire your people, your community, your tribe. So make it about them. All right. If you're so in the fear, maybe it's the fear of public speaking or the fear of being seen, guess who that's all about? It's all about you. All right. So the easiest, fastest way to get out of that fear zone is literally just turn the flashlight in the opposite direction and make it about your people.
Make it about service.
Make it about service. And from that place, anything is possible.
That's right. And so you've got to get into action with that. You got to have a system and a plan so that you can fully express what's going on with you in a structure that allows you to stop spinning your wheels and really get out of the fear and self-doubt. And the way you do that is focus on others.
Totally. And you also need to develop your gifts and your talents. So stop trying to fix what's broken. Gosh, we could spend probably 10 years in therapy, discovering all the things that are wrong with you and, what makes you the way you are and your parents and your lineage. And listen, don't get me wrong. There's a time and place for all of that. But if you followed the law of attraction and the secret, what we focus on grows. Okay, it's just a principle, much like the law of gravity, the law of attraction. So if you keep focusing on all the areas that you lack, guess what you're going to get more of? Lack. Stop trying to fix what's broken and develop your gifts and your talents.
That's right.
So if you're a good speaker, decide and make the decision to become world class.
That's right.
To be an excellent speaker.
Find your genius zone and focus and work on that. Okay. So then you got to get into action. It's one thing to have all these great concepts. I know it's really easy. We see a lot of people being able to focus on getting on learning, but you've got to be able to learn from mentors that give you an action plan that you can implement. Something that's proven and simple, that's easy to follow. Okay. All right. So that's about, we talked about Signature talk marketing, the three steps to signature talk marketing, so you can monetize your message.
The speaker path to cash system.
That's right. We talked about the importance of creating a movement and doing what legacy makers do. We talked about overcoming the fears that stop you, and now we're going to get into the 5 ways to get speaking gigs this week. Okay, so this is hot. Get your finger ready because you're going to want to do a screenshot after you see this. All right. So 5 simple ways to get more speaking gigs. Let's go.
Okay, so the first one is your circle of influence. This is a big fancy word for the people you know already. Okay, so this is going to be an action step for you. After this webinar, we want you to make a list of everybody that you know in your world that is a connector. Okay, a connector personality. So you're going to go through your Facebook friends. You're going to go through your contacts in your cell phone. You can go through your contacts in your email inbox and just make a big long list of anybody that you know that brings people together. It doesn't necessarily need to even be associated with conferences and speaking. It could be, you know, maybe your best friend is the president at PTA. Or she's the soccer mom, or you have some other ideas you want to add, honey?
Well, I think it's also to look at who is it that are heads of networks or communities. You know, if there's someone that brings groups of people together and they are looking for speakers. So take the time to look and see, who do you know that's doing well in business or in their career? Who is it that's someone who just brings people together, like Shannon said, or who has a community of people?
Okay, number 2. Networking. Tell them about what kind of networking should they be doing?
Specifically, you know, if you're on this call, you're on this webinar, you're probably someone who likes to improve yourself. So you like to go to seminars and events. This is the greatest place to find clients, as well as speaking engagements. Most people just network for clients. But when you go to events like this, it's important to be able to network for speaking opportunities. And it works. It's really quite powerful.
So when you're out in the world networking, you really should be networking for 3 things. Of course, you're networking for clients, really strategy sessions. You're not like trying to sell your program or your retreat when you're out there networking. You're taking them to the next step, which is going to be a strategy session. But then if they're not really an ideal client, ask them if they're speaking. If they are a speaker, that means they know promoters, they know contacts. You can make friends with them and get some referrals to the promoters that they know already. How cool would that be? And then also the third thing to network for is joint venture partners, because one relationship, if it's with a collaboration partner or a referral partner, that one relationship could bring you a flood of speaking gigs and clients for life.
Absolutely.
Okay. And that leads into the third one, relationship building. So with relationship building, you're doing this all the time. All right. So it's sort of a mindset shift of, instead of like, I need a client, I need a client, I need a client. It's kind of like, you know, a man who's like, I need to get laid, I need to get laid, I need to get laid. It's not very attractive, right? So don't be that kind of person. You want to go into the room of like, how can I give? How can I add value to this event or to this relationship? You want to be the light in the room. Be the light in the room and ask people, how can I help you? What do you need next? Wow, tell me more about your vision. People love to talk about themselves. So ask them about themselves.
One of the things that is, I love it. Every time when I go out to an event and I meet someone and we're building kind of a connection, and I'll say to them, so tell me what you got going on in your business or in your life over the next 60 to 90 days that I can support you with. And I genuinely want to know the answer, because what I know is I know a lot of people. I have a lot of contacts. We have a lot of content. We have a lot of free things that we can offer people that provides value. And I know that I can provide them value. And if I provide them value, I have created a relationship for life if I nurture it. So make sure that you take the time to have the skills that you've learned and use them. And build relationships that last. And then you want to also belong to a tribe or a community of speakers. One of the fastest ways to get on multiple stages quickly is to belong to a community of speakers who are also speaking. And then that way you're able to have an opportunity to not only learn to get speaking gigs, but you can practice your talk with them. You have people that speak a similar language, because they're working towards you're working towards the same outcome of inspiring audiences. And it just helps you so much stay on the path that you're called to be on.
And then the fifth way to get more speaking gigs, this is actually probably our favorite, is what we call the speaking gig posse. All right. So this is how a speaking gig posse works. So you team up with, say, 3 or 4 other business business owners. So maybe there's 3 to 5 of you in the group, and each person is speaking, and they're out in the world and they're looking for more speaking gigs. So let's say you have Joe, Mary, and Sue in the group. Okay. And so we have Joe who goes out, he rocks his talk. And at the end of the talk, he says to the promoter, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Promoter, oh my God, this was so awesome. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Hey, are you looking for more awesome speakers to deliver great content to your audience? Okay. Now, I used to be a promoter. That's like the magic words that every promoter wants to hear. Yes, of course. Like I need to fill my events, and I want to make sure my audience is getting value. Okay. So the magic words again. Hey, are you looking for awesome speakers to deliver great content to your audience? They always say yes. And then you say, I've got a couple amazing, awesome speaker friends of mine. I think they'd be perfect for your group. I'll tell you what, I'll make it super easy for you. I'll send you an email intro later tonight or tomorrow morning. I'll send you an email intro, and then you guys can take it from there. And then so Joe would send an email intro to Mary and the promoter, and Sue and the promoter. And then guess what? When Mary's out there speaking, she does the same thing. When Sue is out there speaking, she does the same thing. And it acts like this big snowball effect.
Yeah, it exponentially allows you to start getting speaking gigs. And usually within the first 30 days and within 2-3 months, you're going to have your whole year booked. Mm-hmm. Really powerful. Go ahead and take a screenshot of this and start implementing now. It's not uncommon that we have people tell us by the end of the week or by this time next week that they're already starting to get some speaking gigs.
Totally. And at Big Impact Live, our front end event, we actually will help put your speaking gig posse together. So you walk away with it done and dialed at the event. Super hot.
Super hot. Mm-hmm. Very good. So here's what you learned today. Okay. 5 simple strategies to get more speaking gigs. The 3-step speak your path to cash system to monetize your message fast.
Mm-hmm. You learn 12 different types of speaking that can generate an additional $10,000 or more. And you learn how to use speaking to step into your calling and create a movement and ultimately use that to change the world.
I've been thinking, babe, in all transparency, years ago, if I would have attended this webinar, at this point, I would be really, really inspired. Yeah. I would be inspired because I'd see that there's a system. Mm-hmm. I'd see that someone else has done it. And there would be a part of me that didn't believe I could do it. Mm-hmm. There's a part of me that hoped I could do it and that I could probably do it. But when I would see numbers like, I could go and generate $10,000 from a talk.
Like, how do I do that?
How do I do that? Is that possible for me?
Right. Right.
They could do it, but can I do it?
Yeah.
Well, when you have mentors, 2 7-figure mentors that understand the inner game as well as the business system, now you have something that is to pay attention to and lean forward.
You might also be thinking, well, shoot, I want to be out there speaking. Like when I had all this self-doubt, this was what was coming up for me is I wanted to be a speaker. I wanted to be on stage, but honestly, I had no idea what I was going to talk about. So like I didn't really know what my message was. I needed clarity as to like, what am I even going to talk about and what am I going to offer? And, so all of those questions oftentimes can be what holds you back.
Yeah. It'd be interesting because I would have that too. And then like, I'd be in the shower and I'd get like a download of brilliance. Yes. That would be good in my talk.
Yeah.
And then it would fleetingly be gone.
Right.
Or I'd sit down to try to flush it out. And I just couldn't put all the pieces of my business and my life together. I felt like it was like, I got my spirituality over here. I got my yoga over here. How you make money is over here. And I didn't know how to bring it together to really be a system that people could really lean onto. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you might be thinking,
well, this is great, but how do I package my expertise?
How do I find the right audiences?
What do I put in my talk?
How do you get all of that? Well, you have to have a system, and that's what's the most important thing, is you need a system. Mm-hmm. So with the Speak Your Path to Cash system, this is what is possible. So here's an example.
And we just want to show you the numbers of how simple this can be. So let's say you have one speaking gig in your own backyard with 30 people.
Simple.
Okay. You offer a free gift or what we call your little pink spoon, and everybody likes free gifts.
And presents.
And presents. Yeah. Who doesn't like presents? I love presents. I always say girl loves presents, and Mark buys me all kinds of fun things and surprises. Yeah. So everybody loves gifts. So 50% of the room, when you're speaking to the right audience, is going to say yes. You'll actually get this even higher, but we run these numbers very conservatively. Okay. 50% say yes to your little pink spoon. That gives you 15 strategy sessions or 15 enrollment conversations. Let's say 30% of them, you don't need 100%, okay? You're not going to get 100%. You don't need 100% of the people to say yes. 30% of those people say yes to your hot, juicy program. Now, you're standing in your value. You got 5 new clients. The other piece that we teach you is to package your services. So if you're doing one session at a time or you're doing a bunch of trades or whatever, we're going to package your genius and leverage your genius. So now you're offering a program.
A transformational program.
Yes, and you're charging at least $2,000 for, say, a 90-day program. All right. So now you just got 5 new clients paying you $2,000 for a program, and you just made $10,000 from one speaking gig with 30 people, baby.
That's right.
Okay. You can do this. Are there steps to master? Absolutely. But you can do this. You can master 3 steps. Anybody can.
Yeah. One of our first speaking gigs, we spoke, and it was about 300 people, and we had a booth. And we used this system, and we got strategy sessions, and we ended up making $80,000 from 1 minute of stage time. 1 minute of stage time. Why? Because we knew what we needed to say in that 1 minute to get people to talk to us. We offered them strategy sessions at our booth, converted those strategy sessions into clients. So that was an immediate $80,000 worth of sales that came from that. Then that has gone on to get referrals over the years. We now, from that 1 minute of stage time, have generated over $150,000 using just this. No website, no technology, simple nuts and bolts, great message with a system that delivers. Powerful. So now we know what you're thinking. All right. So I'm kind of motivated person. I want to ramp it up. I want to do 2 speaking gigs a month. Okay?
And so let's just say they just did 1 speaking gig a month for the year. You would generate an extra 120 grand a year. And maybe you even took 2 months off and you generate an extra 6 figures. Okay. Easy peasy. Now let's go into two a month.
So if you had 2 a month, same exact scenario, 30 people. Still have 50% that say yes to your little pink spoon. That's 15 strategy sessions, 30% conversion, going into 5 new clients on a $2,000 program. That's times 2 now because you've done 2 speaking gigs. That's a $20,000 a month from 2 speaking gigs in your own backyard. That's like, okay, I'm going to hop in the car. I'm going to drive like 20 minutes to a Chamber of Commerce meeting. I'm going to rock my talk. Then I'm going to drive home and I'm going to process. I'm going to schedule my strategy sessions, close business, and a $20,000 a month from 2 speaking gigs that took you maybe a couple hours to execute each. Way better than spinning your wheels trying to figure out Facebook ads or
technology or figuring out what your logo needs to be on your business card.
Building your website,
totally.
Writing your book. All those things are important. We're not saying that they're not. We're just saying when it comes to being able to get your message out into the world, it doesn't have to be so hard. Okay. Because in technology, people want you to believe in the easy button. All right. So they're going to make it seem like it's really, really simple. And it's very complex and it requires more than you possibly know in the way of effort.
But compared to speaking, it's very simple. So let's say with 2 speaking gigs a month, $20,000 a month, you just generated yourself close to $250,000 a year, baby, working from home, making your own hours, not having to sit in traffic or take a job. You get to call the shots.
You might have to miss out on your 2:00 nap in your cubicle. So that might be a sacrifice you have.
Right, exactly. And then what's cool is because you're an agent of change and you're offering transformational services and programs, this money indicates more healing, more love, more change and transformation in the world. And especially in this country, in the United States of America right now, we need a lot of change.
We do.
We need a lot of change agents to speak up. And as a speaker, you are a leader. And it is still the number one paid profession in the world. So no matter where you live, if you're in Brazil or Spain or Australia, doesn't matter. This system works anywhere in the world for any kind of business. Okay. So you might be thinking, well, yeah, but I'm different.
Or I'm not a coach.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. One of our rockstar clients, Bonnie Sita, owns a dance studio, a brick and mortar business. Same with Dwayne Boss. He sells window coverings and he's used this system to go on to make over $4 million in his business.
The last 2 years in a row, he's seen a 37% increase in business. The year prior to this system, he had a 4% increase in business. This system works. So here's the good news, okay? This is exclusively for experts, speakers, coaches, authors who want to monetize their message and really make a big impact.
And we've created Big Impact Live, Speak Your Path to Cash. This is our 3-day event where we're going to go a lot deeper into the whole Speak Your Path to Cash system. Because when we show you the numbers, there are a lot of distinctions within each step. You know, we'll go even deeper into how to get the gigs, and you'll do speaker skill drills, okay? So let's go into what they're going to get out of the event.
So you're going to learn how to master your Speak Your Path to Cash system, where you can make an additional $10,000 or more every single month, and you're able to ditch technology and then use that money that you generate from speaking to hire experts that love it and know what they're doing. This is the game changer in your business model.
You're going to discover how to get more speaking gigs and consistently attract a flood of high-paying clients month after month after month.
You're going to learn the inner game of speaking and how to move from nervous and anxious to confidence and certain in your ability to attract clients from the stage.
You're going to go from being an undiscovered expert to a recognized authority in your industry.
There's very little that's as painful in the world as being an undiscovered, brilliant expert that no one knows about. You know, you have people that are like, if I only could have this, and it's like you that could give it to them and they don't even know who you are. Speaking changes that.
And then if you're like where I was, you're going to get the clarity. Okay. We have a whole section on day 2, why landing on your niche is such a bitch. So you're going to get the clarity that you're craving, the clarity of your message and how to put it all together.
Without a doubt. So by now you're saying like, okay, I know how this works. I've been on webinars before. Here comes the sales pitch. And you know what kind of trainers would we be? How effective would we be if we didn't, of course, give you an opportunity to jump on this train and go for this amazing ride?
That's
so
right.
You're right. Here
Yes,
it comes.
Yes, you're right. But something's different here. Because speaking is sacred.
It's so much more than making money. It's about following your calling and living your purpose.
It's about sharing your gifts and your blessings with the world.
So there's a few problems in the industry that we want you to be aware of. Number one is that you need to find the right audience for your message. Okay. So the speaking industry has really changed. If you look at TED Talk, for instance, speaking has really gone from just being this motivational rah-rah piece to now they're wanting to have authentic, enriching, and innovative content that gets us to push the human condition and to change society. So TED Talk has really created an opportunity and a stage for all of us to take what we have to say more seriously and to really create content that's relevant.
So you've got to beware of message to market mismatch. Message to market. So you could have a great message, but if you're in front of the wrong audience, it's a mismatch. Or maybe it's your message, you're in front of your right people, but you don't really have the language and what's really their pressing problem. So you've got to beware of that message to market mismatch when you get out there and speaking.
That's right. So you need to find the right audience for your message. You could go to a talk, you could rock your talk, you could do everything exactly right and have nobody sign up. Okay, for a free gift. Don't even sign up for that. And you're going to go into a pity party, right? You're like, oh my God, I can't believe it's going to be depressing. But the thing is then you think you have to change things around. However, if you had the exact right audience, you did the exact same thing, the exact same performance, the exact same message to the right audience, and now you have a flurry of people who are interested in what you're doing. And that's important to know because you've got to be clear on who is it that is my ideal clients and my ideal audience.
Industry problem number 2, you've got to know what to say to the promoters. Otherwise, you could get blacklisted. All right. You don't want to get blacklisted because promoters, just like anybody else, birds of a feather flock together. A promoter is anybody that brings in speakers and organizes events. And guess what? They can smell amateur wannabe speakers a mile away. So you don't want the word on the street among the promoters in your area or even nationally to be like, oh, don't hire so-and-so or don't bring so-and-so in. They're a newbie. It's like, no, don't do that. Okay. Because promoters are literally getting 20 to 30 inquiries a week. So they're overwhelmed with the requests, and you want to make sure that you're seen as pro.
Yeah, and these inquiries are coming from speakers with zero experience. They have, they're scratching an itch. They're like, ooh, I can be a speaker. And they're calling up these promoters, and the first thing they say is, what would it take for me to get on your stage? Okay, so you've got to separate yourself from the promoter to do that. Okay, and so you've got to be aware of what to say to promoters, and then we'll show you how to do that. We'll show you how to do that at Big Impact Live.
Yeah, totally. And this is Ling, one of our Rockstar clients. I have 6 months of speaking gigs lined up. She's made over $24,000 in 1 month. Tell them about Ling, babe.
Okay, she said, before I started working with Mark and Shannon, I was struggling to get paid well for my passion of feng shui. I followed their Speak Your Path to Cash system and made $20,000 in 4 weeks. Now I have a clear step-by-step system for attracting a steady stream of high-paying clients. I just had my best month so far, $24,000 in 1 month. And best of all, I'm doing what I love. And we have testimony after testimonial after testimonial after testimonial of things just like this. When you have a system that works, people hear about it.
And that's really the difference. The difference in Big Impact Live is it's an authentic speaking system. Many of you were noticing that. You were saying that in the chat, this authenticity piece. It's an authentic speaking system that attaches your essence to your marketing so you can make your big impact in the world.
Really making it, really allowing your essence to show up in your message is critical. Okay. So Big Impact Live is delivered to you personally by Shannon and I. You're not going to see any other trainers. It's just us. And we're going to spend 3 days with 2 7-figure mentors teaching you how to master signature talk marketing. We've designed it as the training we never got. That would have been the game changer we wish we had.
And you're going to get to connect and collaborate with the Big Impact tribe of like-minded speakers, experts, coaches. I've got to say our tribe is just brilliant. They're amazing humans. Like, Alexis, one of our newest rock stars, he's like, everybody in this tribe is like a little Buddha within, so much expertise and tools in their toolbox. And depth and care and heart, and they all support each other. So, wouldn't it be cool to network and collaborate with a tribe of like-minded speakers? Plus, at the event, you're going to get your speaking gig posse done and dialed.
Right on, mate.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. So the investment in Big Impact Live is $497. And that's a no-brainer for those of you called to speak because it changes everything for you, like instantly. Destin Garrett, tell him what happened with Destin, man.
So he says, I was already speaking. So here he was out there speaking already a lot, like all over the world. So some of you might be in that case too. He says, but he was still struggling. Once I learned the Speak Your Path to Cash formula, I made over $40,000 in 1 week. Before working with Mark and Shannon, I was speaking on stages all over the world. I knew how to inspire a crowd, but I was struggling to generate a consistent flood of high-paying clients. So if you're getting compliments and not clients, that's what was happening for Destin. Through Mark and Shannon's Speak Your Path to Cash formula, I generated over $40,000 in 1 week. I've never had this kind of success before. Their system works. I'm on track for my best year ever.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very good. So Big Impact Live, Speak Your Path to Cash system, we're going to offer you a special today. And here's the thing. We don't want you to have to wait till the next Big Impact Live. All right. What we want you to be able to do is we want you to be able to get started right now, being able to get your message out there tomorrow.
Yeah, tonight.
Right? It's important.
Right away.
This is important, and it's urgent that the planet hear your message. So this is what we put together exclusively for you so you can monetize your message, okay? And it's very thorough and very, very thoughtful. You're going to see we thought of everything, okay? And so Big Impact Live, you get your ticket to Big Impact Live, and with that, you're also going to get the following bonuses. Bonus number 1.
The complete system to getting more speaking gigs. Okay, so you're going to learn how to get in front of the right audiences every single time.
Yep. You're going to know exactly what to say to promoters so you get booked over and over again for years to come. Many of our speaking gigs that we have now are ones we have once or twice a year on the same stages. In fact, we're getting ready to go on a 8-day 4-city speaking gig tour.
Yeah.
Coming near you. coming soon near you.
Yes.
We're hitting Austin and LA, Orange County, and Oakland over the next week. And we're going to be doing Facebook Live. So tune in and watch us and we can show you that. But the only reason we're able to do that is because we have a system on getting the gigs.
Okay. And part of the home study course is you're going to get 5 video modules with plug and play scripts and checklists on the Big Impact University web portal that includes exactly what to say to the promoters so you don't get blacklisted. These are the same exact scripts that we still use to book our own gigs, the email scripts, the voicemail scripts, the phone scripts, everything that you need in order for that promoter to see you as pro.
All you got to do is it's really simple. You don't need high tech. It's like low tech, high touch. You have to be able to go select, copy, paste, edit, send.
Yes.
It's really that simple.
Yeah, just take our name out and put yours in.
Yeah, take our signature talk name out, put yours in, and bam, you're ready to rock and roll. It's a proven system.
Plug and play, baby.
That's right. And that's almost a $2,000 value.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bonus number 2. Okay. This is the inner game in spirituality, because through conscious business, we can create a new earth. And this is about getting that inner game so you can get your subconscious on your team. Okay. So you're going to develop a powerful psychology and that mindset of winning. And the way to do that is to make business your spiritual practice.
And this is really where we incorporate A Course in Miracles with other spiritual philosophies to help you get out of overwhelm, self-doubt, and sabotaging behaviors. And there's tools and keys in here that helped me shift where I was at. It was really my turning point of deepening my spiritual practice to get out of self-doubt, to get out of those limiting beliefs, is to really open up to source. So we're going to give you all of that.
Very good. Very good. And that is almost a $2,500 value. Okay. And that too comes with videos and audios and all the things that you need to rock it. Okay? Bonus number 3. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people just give you content or information products. What Shannon and I realize is that people also need support in implementing what they learn. So Joe, wherever you're from, or Susan, wherever you're from, and wherever you're at in your business, you're going to have different questions about the same content and how it applies to you in your unique situation. So we want to give you the opportunity to ask us, that's Shannon and I, questions. So you're going to get 6 months of hot seat coaching with both of us. That's twice a month in our group coaching Q&A calls.
And this is where we get to customize the Speak Your Path to Cash system to your specific business, your specific questions, and you get ongoing support. We don't believe in just information and content. Information needs to translate into transformation. And the way that happens is through ongoing support and mentorship. So you're going to get 6 months with us.
And then those of you who have
it's so good. It's so hot.
And for those of you who have a tendency to get self-help and it turns into shelf-help, this is why. It's because they just gave you information and there's no follow-up. Now, take for a moment, you're like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and buy this program. I'm going to go to this event. And then for the next 6 months, every 2 weeks, you have the opportunity to get on the phone, an hour and a half. You get to hear other people's questions. You get to interact with them. I mean, this is powerful stuff that allows you to be able to customize to your specific situation, and it holds you accountable to getting done what sometimes you put off. Okay. And that's a $3,000 value.
Yep. Okay.
So this is everything you get. You get your ticket to Big Impact Live.
You get the entire home study course, the complete system to getting more speaking gigs.
You get the entire Big Inner Game and Spirituality module as well. That's a $2,500 value.
And then you get 6 months of ongoing support with Mark and I through Big Impact support. Okay. So it's a total bundle, the Speak Your Path to Cash bundle. It's valued at close to $8,000, $7,982. And if you were to buy these things individually, which clients have done, that's how much it would be.
So this is not a tactic or a strategy where we are putting in false value and stacking that value to trick you into anything. This is authentic, genuine business, and this is authentic, genuine content that changes lives. And each one of these not only valued at that, they have been sold at that in the past.
And what's interesting is while $8,000 might sound like a lot of money, the whole system is designed to get you mastering the Speak Your Path to Cash system, where you turn 1 gig into $10,000
or
more. So literally we could easily keep it at this value, charge the full amount, and justify it because one speaking gig would easily pay for your tuition of the entire program. Not to mention, it's a tax write-off for your business. You know, the way I look at it is it's going to go to the IRS or it's going to go into you. Right. Into personal development and business development.
Professional development.
Yes.
You know, and so honestly, we're going to do our best to give you an irresistible offer that's going to cause you to book an airline. It's going to cause you to say, yes, I'm going to be there. I'm going to go to a hotel. I want to meet Mark and Shannon in person because I am called to be a speaker.
Yes.
So we're not going to charge that. But what if?
Mm-hmm.
What if?
What if? What if you really became the speaker you've been dreaming about for years? You know, what is that worth to your soul, to your fulfillment, to your joy, and your impact?
You know, as I look at these pictures, I reflect on the time when I didn't have a tribe. I didn't have people dancing and rejoicing as they were getting back in touch with their dreams and their skills and their talents and blessings. I didn't have the opportunity to have people laughing.
There's Rockstar Alexis.
Rockstar Alexis.
Yeah, yes.
They didn't have people laughing from their heart, like a soul laugh as a group, hundreds of people laughing.
Rejoicing and going inward, connecting with the divine.
Seeing each other and being seen. And going through a whole plethora, a whole array of emotions that heal and inspire. The stories that people tell, the things that people have been through, they're able to shift and then step into their power. It's really, really remarkable. And then people have a sense of grace and a connection to the divine.
And we have a whole lot of fun doing it.
We party.
A lot of fun, a lot of play. So if you want something, boring and boring talking head, it's not going to be that. It's very experiential. It's very interactive. We get you up on stage doing fun speaker skill drills and practice pods, and we have a lot of fun.
So Big Impact Live works. It's a duplicatable and repeatable system. Okay. And mostly it's a tribe of joy, acceptance, and love. So Big Impact Live. So we showed you this slide before, all the things that you get with a value of $7,982. And, when you think about all those things, any one of them is life-changing and transformational. All right. If you just chose one of them. Okay. But when they all come together and you get a great deal on all of them, now you're looking at getting different results in your life across the board. So we're not going to charge $7,982.
So you can get the entire bundle, the entire Speak Your Path to Cash bundle for just $14.97. $14.97. And so be with that for a moment. You might even be thinking, well, shit, that's still a lot of money, Mark and Shannon. Well, compared to what? Compared to what? Compared to spinning your wheels for another 6 months, to another year or two, compared to, pumping a bunch of money into internet marketing and pulling your hair out with Facebook ads, or getting a website launched to it's like crickets after you launch it and you pay a web designer all this money. Okay. This is a proven system that works. It's repeatable. And like we shared with you, since we started Big Impact, our tribe has generated over $16 million.
And that's just in 4.5 years.
Their businesses.
It's really, really, and it's getting more and more faster and faster as the tribe grows and gets better and better at the program. And, you've got some big decisions to make. I mean, when you say yes to this, you can get started right away, but you're going to have to fly to the Bay Area. You're going to have to make arrangements to get on a plane and pay the cost of the plane.
San Francisco.
Come to San Francisco, yeah. But you're going to have to do these things. You're going to have to get a hotel. You're going to have to, it's an investment in you. And Shannon and I are the kind of person that when we see something like, we make a decision and we make it happen. I know when Richard Bandler of Neurolinguistic Programming, we found out that he was coming. He was 3 weeks away. He was coming into Florida. He only comes once a year.
He's the founder, the granddaddy of NLP, of Neurolinguistic Programming.
I'd been studying NLP for 20 years, and I had gone to see Richard. I don't know if I told you this, babe. I'd gone to see Richard one time. This is after like 5 years I'd been in NLP, and it was in San Francisco, and I flew on a flight there, and he went into diabetic shock and almost died.
Wow. Oh my God.
So I didn't get a chance to even see him or get trained by him. So when it came, I'm like, yes. And we looked, and we had to clear our calendars. We had to make some big decisions. We had to let some people down. We had to incur some costs because it was a 5-day training plus travel on both sides. It was a big deal.
Yeah, we had to get a pet sitter for Tootsie, for our little dog. We don't have children yet. We have a fur child, Tootsie. So we had to arrange childcare or pet care, all of those things. But you know what? We came home and we had one of our best events ever after that decision. So for some of you, this is going to be one of those decisions of like, by investing $1,500 in yourself, in your business, in your speaking development, and learning how to monetize it, literally like, let's say you don't even achieve like the $10,000 from one gig. Let's say like you mess it all up and you only get 50% of the results. You've still turned one free talk into $5,000 or more, and you've doubled, tripled your investment. Yeah. Okay, that's a pretty good ROI on your investment.
Yeah. And some of you are probably like, okay, well, you gave me some great information here. Let me go and apply it. Okay, and let me ask you, how effective has that been in the past? Okay, Shannon and I know we've done it, all right? And it's very few people who are able to determine the nuances between this that they can take off and make it happen. You need the support. People need coaching. You need someone to say, not here, there. Put your foot here, don't go there. And we do that with heart, with love, and we hold you accountable in a tough love way. And so this is a great way for you to be able to make a decision that really supports your long-term vision of being a speaker and having a big impact.
And we get results. That's what we're really known for. We have a reputation for getting results.
So what you're going to do. So here's the thing. We're not going to charge you $14.97.
What's awesome about our business model and what we're going to teach you how to do in your own business model is to create a leveraged business model. So guess what? We are having one conversation with a group of people all at once. That sounds familiar, right? We're doing exactly what we have been teaching you guys this entire time. So we can actually give you a discount because we have a leveraged business model.
Yep. So we're going to give you literally, this is going to be a irresistible offer. This is a have to say yes, drop everything I'm doing and make it happen kind of thing. And that, unfortunately, that only resonates with a small percentage of people. It's interesting that those small percentage of people are the ones that start making money and start having a bigger difference. And so we're going to reveal the cost. We're going to reveal the investment for you here in just a moment. And when we do, I want you to know that this is going to be a limited time offer. We're not going to keep it this low for very long. And it's up to our team to make it available for whatever long they want to keep it, but it is going to go away. So you're going to have to take action on it.
Okay, so this is like no brainer. Like, oh my God, I can't even believe we're getting everything. Are you ready?
So you're going to get Big Impact Live tickets.
Yes.
You're going to get the complete system to getting more speaking gigs.
Yes.
You're getting the entire inner game and spirituality program, as well as 6 months of Big Impact support with 2 7-figure mentors. That's a group VIP call where you can get answers of your questions every 2 weeks.
You're going to get everything for just $197.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
But you got to operate.
The whole entire package. All right. You get it for $197. All right. And the reason we're doing this is we really want to support you. We were, creating the presentation and really tapping into like, what is it that you need the most?
Right.
And sometimes change agents and rock stars just need a chance
and an opportunity
to say yes to your dreams. And we, obviously we're running a business. We need to kind of offset our costs. So we just needed to make it, bare bones, no brainer, $197 for the entire package.
So if you're all in, and you're like, this is for you, type yes, I'm in into the chat.
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and do that now. But I want you to understand, you guys, there is what I want for you. And I know I'm talking for Shannon here as well, is we want you the satisfaction that we get when people come to Big Impact Live and they've said to us, you know, before I even got here, I got 2 or 3 speaking gigs using the complete system to get more speaking gigs.
Yes.
And then they look at us and you can see in their eyes, they'll say, I've been praying for you. And they're on the edge of tears.
Yes.
The fulfillment that comes when you use this system is the most rewarding and enriching thing I've ever experienced in my life. And I did not expect that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think in the back of my mind, I hoped for it, but this is why you want to say yes now, is because the feelings and the emotions that you're going to get when you are using this system, when you're able to connect with clients and this type of depth and intimacy, it's what leads to change. And honestly, the world needs more love and a lot less hate. Yeah.
So we're going to tell you how to get signed up. Okay. So this is what you're going to do next. You're going to head over.
Okay. And go ahead and she's going to type this. Chris is going to type this right into the chat so you can click on it, or you can go ahead and open up a browser. And right now, go to bigimpactlive.com/gigs 2017.
So you can just pin that right at the top there, Carissa. Yep.
bigimpactlive.com/gigs 2017. Okay.
Awesome. Very good.
So this is what it'll look like when you get there. Okay. And this is going to be a web page where you'll be able to scroll down. Okay. And it is timed. So you got to make sure that you get there before it expires. Okay. And what you'll see as you scroll down, you're going to see where it says limited time offer. Normally today only $197. Okay. You're saving over $7,000. You're going to click on that big pink banner. All right. And when you do that, it's going to take you over to the page, the checkout page, where you can see all your bonuses. You get your ticket to Big Impact Live, bonus number 1, bonus number 2, bonus number 3, all laid out for you right there. A value of almost $8,000 for just $197.
Also, when you go over to this page that we're showing you, it'll show you the next upcoming dates for the event and all the home study courses, everything that we shared with you. You're going to get instant access to that, and you'll get all the information about the logistics of the hotel, all of that. So go ahead and put in all of your billing info. There you go. You can just put that all in right there. Make sure you put in your credit card info, and it will charge you $197.
Correct. And then you can complete my purchase, or you can even check out with PayPal. All right. So you have some options there for you as well. Now, we do stand behind our claims with a no-fail guarantee. If you do not get a single speaking gig, we'll book a one-on-one call with our head coach, our Big Impact coach. That's a $500 value. And if you still don't get a gig, we'll refund 100% of your money, and you can keep all the bonuses.
Okay. So it's a no-fail guarantee.
So we're assuming all the risk.
Yes. We stand behind it, and we get results. So go ahead and click on the link in the chat, or go to bigimpactlive.com/gigs 2017 and get your bundle now.
Do it right now.
Let's get you started right away.
Okay. And so make sure you type in there, I'm in, because we're going to come off here.
And then Carissa, let us know who's in so we can celebrate, okay? Just go ahead and chime in.
This is a no-brainer. You get for $197, you get 3 full days of speaker, business, and spirituality training with 2 7-figure mentors.
You're going to get more speaking gigs and be recognized as the go-to thought leader.
You're going to overcome the fears and self-doubt to creating a movement and growing your business. This is a limited time deal, and it will expire. So make sure you take action on it right away. Okay?
Awesome. Oh, and then remember, we told you, okay, for those of you that go the distance, right, and you run past the finish line, you're going to get a special bonus. So go all the way down to the bottom of that Big Impact Live page, okay, where the link is in the chat. You're going to go all the way down to the bottom where it says download.
You click the word download. You don't need to opt in or put in any email address. It'll just show up for you right there, and you're going to get that PDF report on the 6 most profitable niches for speakers. So go to bigimpactlive.com/gigs 2017 and say yes. And now is the time for us to have some fun and connect with you guys. This is what we've been looking forward to all day long.
Awesome. Yay!
Hey, everyone.
Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and answer some of your questions in the chat. So Gay says, yes, I'm in. Woohoo. Laura Lee says, when is it in San Francisco? So when you go over to the Big Impact Live page, Laura Lee, the next set of dates will be there.
And then we are on a speaking gig tour that has nothing to do with Big Impact Live. we're just going to be giving our talk in those areas. And just stay tuned to our Facebook page if you want to come see us.
Yeah.
We'd love to see you there.
We'll do some fun Facebook Lives
right.
and show you behind the scenes. And let's see, Nancy asked about the dates. Yeah, head over to the page, guys, where the link is, and you can see all the dates of what's coming up.
Debbie said, if I don't sign up, can I still get the download? Well, yeah, but the question is why would you not want to sign up?
Yeah, of course you want to sign up, Debbie.
So let me ask you a question, Debbie. How long have you been doing the free thing? Because what I used to do is I used to think if I got enough free content that I would eventually be able to put a system together and make it work. And you know what? It didn't work. When it comes to business, when it comes to business, you have to have mentorship, whether it's with us or someone else. Make sure it's alignment with you. But who's taught you how to be an entrepreneur?
Yeah.
Who's taught you how to be a speaker?
Yeah.
Who's taught you how to make a big impact? These aren't things that you're taught in school. So you have to ask yourself, okay, am I willing to go through basically taking a hammer and a fork, poking myself in the eye and slamming myself on the head? Or can I just go ahead and bite the bullet, spend a couple $100, maybe give up a couple months of my lattes and go and work with a couple six-figure mentors that have proven seasoned success.
And then we had some, so Francesca said she's in. Scroll down, honey. There's a bunch of people that are in. I want to celebrate with you guys. I think you scrolled a little too far. Let's see. No. Sorry, baby.
I don't know, honey. I'm trying.
Yeah. Keep scrolling up. Yes. Okay. So Lynette said she's in. Keep scrolling up. Yep.
Yes. Nick.
Keep going up. I think you went a little too far. Yep. Okay. So that's okay. Justice says, yes, I'm in. Elizabeth says, yes, I'm in. Nancy says, yes, I'm in.
Full
Catherine, full support. Yes. Kathy, yes, I'm in. Chris, yes, I'm in. Yay. Excellent. Fantastic. Awesome. Lynette says, love you guys. You've helped me so much. Yay. Excellent.
And there's a few people making comments about sales. And you know what?
Let's talk about that. Let's live out loud.
It's funny because what is it that's pushing your buttons? Big sales pitch. We provided you value that we never got. And I'm wondering if what we find most of the time is those people that have things coming up when someone is offering you a gift or a really good deal, what they really end up doing is that they have a hard time selling themselves. A colleague of ours was giving a talk last night, and she said that her mom wouldn't let her sell Girl Scout cookies because she'd be embarrassed about what the neighbors thought. Well, the thing is that made her different than the people that make comments like that is that she went to work on her beliefs, because she saw that she was giving something, beliefs about money, beliefs about sales, that kept her from impacting lives. And we show you how to overcome those fears. Sales is just an opportunity to help people and give people an opportunity to say, you know what, I would like to work with you. So, love and light to you guys. Go out there, make something happen in your world. Take the information that we gave you here, but make sure that if you're feeling called to be a speaker, that you really consider the gift that is right in front of you.
Absolutely. Because when the way we look at it and the way we teach it is sales is about service. It's about authenticity. It's about offering your gifts in the world. And that's our hope and our prayer for each and every single one of you, that you can get to that place within yourself that maybe you're like our friend and you had some, kind of bullshit conditioning about money and sales and, it's money, making money is wrong but here's the thing is the way we look at it is there's especially the president of our country and, what's happening in the world today. Who do you want the power to be in the hands of? For us, we want the power to be in the conscious business owners' hands, the entrepreneurs who are making something happen in the world, who are a stand for change, who are the change agents of the world, who are saying yes to the ripple effect. So that means saying yes to yourself. And, because we have this beautiful thing called entrepreneurship, the country has given us, the world has given us tax write-offs. Like, that's the most beautiful thing. The money is going to go somewhere. It might as well go into your own business development. Okay. So for some of you, you might be coming to us and you're sort of like a little acorn. Others of you have a whole orchard and you're like ready to pop. Wherever you are in your journey of being an entrepreneur and in business and in sales and making money and supporting and giving back to causes that you believe in, we're going to support you on that path to go out there and make an even bigger difference in the world. So I just wanted to share that because those are our beliefs. If you agree with our beliefs, then I hope you join us. And if you don't, then I hope that you're a clear no.
Absolutely.
But these are our beliefs and what we stand for.
Beautiful.
You know, and we believe that together we all win.
We all win.
Together we can make a big impact.
So we have a few questions.
Yeah, let's
go
take
ahead
some
and
questions.
take some
Yay.
questions.
Awesome.
These are people raised their hand.
Raising their hand.
Okay, so let me go back to the chat because there were some questions there. Okay, Lenore, I am a speaker, get paid. How do we get to go on the internet radio shows?
Great.
They pay. So one of the things we want to let you know is it's great to get paid as a speaker. It's awesome, except that you just don't get paid as well. If Shannon and I would have gone that route, we would have not have made $400,000 in our first 10 months of business. Mm-hmm. All right. So you want to change your thinking a little bit, because if you're going to go on an internet radio show, how much do you think that they can afford to pay you when they have expert after expert after expert with more experience saying, I'll speak for free? Or they'll do a sponsorship saying, you know what, I'll pay to be on your stage because you have my ideal audience. And they have a system. They have a complete system that they know that they can convert. So they're willing to drop $1,500, $2,000 for speaking gigs. So, you know, when it comes to getting paid for speaking, it's great. And that's the NSA, or what they call the keynote model. Mm-hmm. And it's a wonderful model, except that it's getting antiquated, meaning it's starting to go by the wayside. And unless you have celebrity behind your name, or you've been doing it for years, or you've been dialing for dollars for 3 or 4 years, building relationships, trying to sell yourself, then it's going to be tough to get paid anything that can even pay for your time. Mm-hmm. So, you know, the getting paid to speak model, we believe in the signature talk marketing, where you get free talks to market your services and give people an opportunity to raise their hand and say, you know what, I want to learn more.
And when you master the Speak Your Path to Cash system, what's cool is you can actually make a lot more money in free talks versus keynote. Now, we're not anti-keynote. As you dial in your message, say yes to both, right? Get paid on the front end, get paid on the back end, support people, have more impact in the world. You know, you can make great money as a speaker, but even more important than the money is the fulfillment. Knowing that you're living on purpose with what you're here to do on this planet in this lifetime, you know. So let's see. What are some of the other questions?
See, Lauren said, yes, me too is my message. What will I talk about? Yeah, yes. Shannon brought that up. Melina, do you have to have something to sell on stage?
Well, with our Speak Your Path to Cash system, it's a free gift. So you're not making this big sales pitch from the stage. You're just offering a free gift. And then in your strategy session, that's where you're going to have your hot, juicy program. Right. So at Big Impact Live, we're going to show you some examples of the hot, juicy program, of what we've put together for other rockstar clients, and, you know, pricing and how to structure it so there's more value. So people will easily and happily, gratefully pay you at least $2,000 for every client you work with.
Right. And Steve, silly question. Do you mean literally in your backyard? No. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could if you have this beautiful yard and you want to have a whole bunch of people come over. But no, what we're talking about is in your hometown.
Right. Okay. Nearby
in your hometown, to drive as far as you'd like to go. You know, some people, you know, hey, an hour, not a problem. Yeah. Other people, 10 minutes. It depends on where you're at. But there's tremendous amount of overlooked opportunity and a lot of low hanging fruit right in your hometown. Mm-hmm. And that's where we're telling you to look first. The thing is, you guys, is business is complex. Mm-hmm. Business is hard, and there's a lot of moving pieces. And that's why it can be so hard to be focused. And you lose focus and you change direction once you open up a loop or you start to do something. When it starts to become hard or frustrating and you're not getting results, people give up and then try something else, and then they try something else. Mm-hmm. And that's why people come to us, is they've heard of Mark and Shannon get results. And so I'm going to stick to this system, and they monetize it. And that's what we mean by that. So definitely take advantage of that.
Let's see. Irene, make it easy for yourself. Yes, totally. Lenore was saying that you get paid about $200 a gig. Who here gets paid $1,000 a gig? So again, Lenore, we're not talking keynote model. Yes, you can get paid to talk, but always offer a free gift. And in that free gift, you could literally make $2,000 a client, $5,000 a client, maybe even $10,000 a client, depending on your specific industry and your niche.
That's right.
So again, with the Speak Your Path to Cash system, you can make a lot more money than just getting paid what we call on the front end in a keynote talk. So I hope that clarifies that
Absolutely.
for you. Yes.
So go ahead and type in your question. I mean, we still have hundreds of people on the call, and you're here. So ask us questions. What is keeping you from going ahead and signing up for that amazing bundle for just $197?
I know a lot of you have already said yes. So congratulations.
Yay for you.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So if you're still here and you're still wondering, okay, should I do it or should I not do it? What are some of the questions that you have so we can answer you why you're here, and we can give you the opportunity to really be heard?
And Amanda says, where'd Amanda go? I just saw her. You seem real. This can be done organically, and that you don't need to do everything technology-wise. Yes, Amanda, totally. And again, we're not anti-technology, but we're about keeping it simple. Keep it simple, baby, Totally. Awesome. Let's see. Dates are all on the website, guys. So click on that link and you can head over there and you can see the dates right there.
Absolutely.
All right.
And if you you can go to bigimpactlive.com for the dates. Okay, they're not going to be at the Gigs 2017. So bigimpactlive.com for the dates, but you're going to see that we have a special running there, but you're getting so much more with this special than what you get on the website.
With this link is where they're going to want to sign up.
This is where you sign up, but the dates are on the main website.
Yeah, and we do all of our events in the Bay Area, in the San Francisco Bay Area. All right. So some of you are asking, do we go to LA or anything like that? We do that for some speaking gigs, but Big Impact Live is in our backyard.
And we have
in San Francisco.
And Kathy and Merle, we have people from all over the world coming to the Bay Area for this event.
Yes.
We've had people from Australia, Malaysia, Canada, Germany,
New Zealand,
Switzerland, New
Sweden.
Zealand.
Yes.
And it's really remarkable.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've just started getting on the website or on internet just recently.
Yeah.
So this is something that you can do as well.
Yeah. Nancy, just head over to bigimpactlive.com. The reason we're not making a big announcement about it is because this will be a replay, and we do that event twice a year. So if for some reason you can't make the next one, still get signed up for the bundle.
Right.
And then just let our team know, and we can hook you up with the next set of dates. Okay.
Catherine,
so we do it twice a year.
Catherine says, there are so many things I have to speak about. It's difficult for me to refine my complexity into one message. Catherine, you're my sister. I feel you. And there's a reason why I went through 7 years of hell with my niche. And I was brilliant at helping other people with their niches, small business owners, kind of learn how to talk about what they do. And what I would say is you're probably doing one of two things. I'm going to give you a little coaching here. You're probably trying to market your calling. Okay. You're trying to market your calling, or you're trying to do too much. And you've got to learn what to not talk about. When you are brilliant and you've learned a lot of skills and tools and information, it's hard to go, okay, I'm not going to share this, and really allow yourself to focus on one thing. And I don't think there's anyone, when you come to Big Impact Live and we go through your niche is such a bitch, we're going to make distinctions about your niche and your messaging that no one has ever made before, because we've been through the trenches. So we can really, really help you with that.
Awesome. Very good. What other questions do you guys have? Pick our brain. Now's your time. Yeah. This is great.
And I have to think a little bit about, let's see. Yes, there in the section agenda. Great. Keep rolling, everyone. So what is your question? Head on over to bigimpactlive.com/gigs 2017 and get yourself all signed up with that Big Impact Live bundle that gives you almost $8,000 in value.
Yeah. And you'll get access to the complete system to getting more speaking gigs, the video trainings, the inner game and spirituality. And then you'll get access to that right away. We'll hook you up with the very next Big Impact support call. We do that twice a month. It's all recorded. So if you can't be there live, you just submit your questions in advance and we answer the questions as they come in. And the last call, people were raving about it. They're like, oh my God, I can't wait for the next support call. Oh my God. What's the best way to determine pricing? Adiola, hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right. Best way to determine pricing. Okay, cool. Love that question. So there's a few things. So first, you want to get really clear about the specific group of people and the specific problem that you solve. Okay. So instead of looking at your services like, oh, I need to ask for the money, or I need to, get into sales or something, you're actually offering up a solution to their problems.
Right.
Okay. As an entrepreneur, you are a solution provider. So instead of saying, oh, I'm going to sell these sunglasses, if I'm in the business to sell sunglasses, what problem does it solve for people? And that is why they will easily pay you for your services. So you got to know who your ideal client is and who that ideal audience is. And then you got to know what their problems are. Then you find out what their problems are. And then guess what? You package it all up in a hot transformational 90-day program with maybe you have, checklists and bonuses and videos and trainings, things that you've created over the years. You could add in a VIP day or a group coaching call, add in all of this layering of value. And we go deeper into this.
Barbara, she says, I'm in. Yay, Barbara. That's
excellent,
fantastic.
Excellent.
Grace says, what difference does it make to potential outcome if you're not able to make the actual event? Okay, so first and foremost, it's going to make a difference.
Yeah. Plain
and simple.
Yeah.
I mean, being able to spend 3 days with one 7-figure mentor would change your life.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to spend 3 days with two 7-figure mentors, the masculine and the feminine, it's remarkable. So you need to ask yourself, how important is it to you to make a difference and to be a speaker?
Mm-hmm.
Like we said, when we see something that's in alignment with our calling, we say yes and we make things happen.
Yeah.
So while you're going to get a tremendous amount of value, I mean, it's only $197 and you're going to get 6 months of support. So I would say buy it and consume it. And then if you're not able to make the event, there'll be a special for the future event.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe you can take advantage of that when you can come in a different time.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, what I would encourage you to do is see what you can do to make big, bold decisions.
Kathy, I just signed up.
Yay,
Kathy.
Yeah,
Awesome.
you want to see what you can do to make big, bold decisions. Because you know what? If I'm going to be watching a speaker, I want a speaker who makes big, bold decisions in their life.
Mm-hmm.
I want a speaker who's modeling Martin Luther King Jr.
Yeah.
I want a speaker who's decisive and a leader in their own life. And so if you're not that now, then you need mentorship and support to help you become that. And that starts with the way you make decisions.
Yeah. So Honey says, can you combine speaking gigs with online follow-up courses?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I like the way you're thinking.
Yes,
Beautiful.
You got it. Justice says, do you guys help us
develop our products for the big ticket sell?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we're a big believer in selling to the next step. Okay. Many of you are going out to your networking events and saying, will you sign up for my retreat that I'm taking everybody to Bali? And then you're like, you're getting crickets. Or I have this big, huge program and you should do it. No. Take them to a strategy session first. Find out what they want and need. Then offer your services and your program there. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Kathy, woohoo! Yay!
Way to go.
Awesome. Excellent. Jane from Australia. Yes. Yeah, we do the event twice a year. So if for some reason the next set of dates don't work for you, then just let our team know and we can hook you up with the same deal and you can come to the next one. All right. So don't let the dates be the reason.
That's right.
To, just go ahead and say yes and go ahead and sign up now.
That's right.
And the logistics and all of that, when there's a will, there's a way.
That's right.
And when you want something bad enough,
you make it happen.
You make it happen. I mean, I love my favorite thing, warm chocolate molten cake. Oh,
I spread it all over my chest.
Oh my goodness. And I'm like licking it all up. I'm like, nothing is going to stop me from getting that warm molten chocolate cake. I just celebrated a birthday and Mark took me out to this awesome dinner in San Francisco. And that's what I had for dessert. And I was so salivating over it, so that's kind of like what you're saying yes to now. You're going to just, carve out the time and the dates and, all of that stuff. When you want something bad enough, it's pretty simple.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And it tastes good too.
Very good. Nancy said, what kind of speaking I do for my profession? I'm a therapist that specializes in treating the causes of chronic pain
nice,
and
Nancy.
Sports injuries.
Excellent.
Fantastic. So
yes.
Nancy, we have a client named Gregory Joseph. And he is, I used to always by accident call him Joseph because he's such a powerful healer. He's very woo. I mean, okay, he's very woo, but he touches you and people are healed. And so he has a very much a Jesus vibe. And I just kind of called him Joseph for far too long.
He's healed like hundreds of people of cancer just by touching him. He's amazing.
He's really, truly an amazing healer. And I think he's had a $40,000 month now.
Oh yeah.
And and what I like about Gregory is he will stop. he'll make a whole bunch of money, and then he travels the world and helps heal people, and then he'll make more money because he can speak and do it anywhere.
Yeah.
So, the kind of speaking, what I do for my profession as a therapist, especially, you can use it to get clients. We have a lot of therapists that run through our program because Shannon and I were in school to be a therapist. So we understand the sacredness of the work that you do. And it's always smart as a therapist to add a coaching component to what you do. And we show you how to do that so that you're really, truly, and what's nice is you're able to take your clients deeper when you combine the two of them.
Yeah. And also what's cool with Gregory Joseph, I mean, he's gone on now to make over $200,000. And what's awesome is he does that working about 3 days a week. He has a couple grandkids. He loves to travel. He has friends all over the world. So freedom is really important to him. He's getting older. He doesn't want to work all the time. So you can decide how big you want to go, how much you want to, do you want to do one speaking gig a month and make an extra 6 figures? Do you want to add it to your existing practice? Like Nancy, that's what we would recommend for you. But that's a great niche of helping people who are dealing with chronic pain and sports injuries. So you would go to local talks, and this whole system will work with teleclasses, internet radio, online gigs, just as much as the in-person gigs as well.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So, it's usually about this time in a webinar that you find yourself clicking on bigimpactlive.com. Right there on the top, you can click on the link gigs/gigs 2017. And then once you're there, pull the trigger. Go ahead, put in your information, your name, your credit card, click process. You'll be glad that you did because it's going to get that taking action is going to make you feel inspired. And you know what? You're going to get information right away. So like immediately, you're going to be able to get the deliverables delivered to your inbox. You'll be able to go right onto the web portal. You'll be able to log in. You'll be able to access the recordings, the videos, all the content. I mean, you're going to get that tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we've got lots of things leading into the event that will help you be able to practice speaking, to learn a little bit about your niche. We are very comprehensive in providing value because we know how scary it can be when you don't have, when you've bought things that didn't work out or you didn't get the support that you needed.
And Nancy says, my treatment is unique and people are asking me to teach, but I have no clue as to how to start my curriculum.
That's one of people's favorite about our program, Big Impact University, is the way we help you construct a curriculum is it's so deep and so transformational. You are going to love it. And it provides a variety of learning styles, different modalities. And it's great, Nancy. You're going to love it.
Yeah. Kim says I'm in.
Yay,
Kim. Awesome.
Way to go, Kim.
Very smart of you, Kim. Yay. Can't wait to meet you. Yeah. Fantastic. So we'll walk you through at Big Impact Live. We'll show you some examples, like I said, of hot, juicy programs and how to actually build out your curriculum, Nancy. So, with knowing who your audience is.
Anne-Marie says I'm in.
Yay,
Thanks for authenticity and professionalism.
Anne-Marie. Excellent.
Anne-Marie, my first real hot and heavy love in college was named Anne-Marie. So, and she spelled it with a little dash. So there's there's no way I could really not like my perk up a little bit.
Oh my goodness.
This is my sweetie now, but Anne-Marie
and forever.
And forever. That's right. Definitely forever. But Anne-Marie was a step on that path. And, what I want you guys to take a moment to look at is that you've had experiences in your life. You've had good times, you've had bad times, you've had heartbreak, you've had victory, you've had failures. And you really need someone who can show you how to take the pain in your life and put it into something that provides value. All right. And, there's a certain rhythm that we get in. You're working hard, you're trying to make things happen, and you're kind of like, sometimes you're kind of like this in and out and back and forth rhythm where you're on the outside trying to make things happen, trying to create this environment, on the external. But then there's times where you're like, you know what? You're going inside and you get in touch with your hopes and your dreams, and you get in touch with the patterns that you're repeating, the patterns that are keeping you from getting successful, the patterns that keep you stuck and in pain and in frustration. You have to do something bold. You have to do something big. You have to do something powerful, like clicking on the link and saying yes to yourself in order to change that. Shannon and I understand that a disruption into your life, while maybe uncomfortable, leads to more fulfillment in the long run. And that's what this is all about.
And Kathy's asking for the hotel info and the schedule. So once you register, Kathy, all that information will be emailed to you in your inbox. We've actually negotiated a special rate on your behalf with the hotel. So we do we didn't mention, we do Big Impact Live in a beautiful theater. So it's not going to be like, a boring hotel ballroom where like the ugly carpet syndrome, So we do it in a theater, and we have a hotel nearby, and we've negotiated a rate. So there'll be a special link in that email once you register. Okay. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Anne Marie says, being from Europe, the time of the 2-week calls is important to me. Yeah. So we do those twice a month. We have clients from all over the world. I know Jacqueline from Sweden, she's always on. It's like,
2 in the morning.
1 in the morning or something. So if the timing doesn't work for the calls, no worries. You just submit your questions in advance, and then you catch the recording.
And that's what we encourage people to do is they submit their questions in advance via email, and then we hit them in the order that they're done. So a lot of people who, maybe they still have a day job, and they're like, okay, this is my bridge job until I really get my speaking going. Yeah. What they'll do is they're like, all right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be like one of the first few to submit my questions, so then I don't have to listen through the whole call before I get an answer.
Yeah. And then Nancy, if the next set of dates, if that's a busy time for you, go ahead and sign up for the bundle so you get the best package, and then just email our team. Once you register for the bundle, you'll get our contact info and all of that. And then just email our team and ask them for the next set of dates.
That's right.
So Sylvia, our community love manager, she's amazing. Sylvia Valentine, and she always does this, right? The heart. Sylvia Valentine, she's our community love manager, and she'll take super good care of you. Okay. So there's that. What other questions do you guys have?
That's right.
Yeah, about your business, about speaking.
About the program.
I mean,
you can ask us about the inner game and spirituality, ask about what's in it. You can ask us about the complete system to getting more speaking gigs, any of that.
Yeah. Yeah. This was great. This is
fun,
really awesome. Yeah. Very good. Very good. Well, I think we're going to call it a wrap. What do you think, Ben?
I think so too.
Yeah?
So head on over to bigimpactlive.com/gigs2017. That is a limited time deal. So whatever is there on that website, it's going to go away before you know it. So there will be a replay. Watch the replay if you need to. Click on the link. Take the time to really get serious about your speaking. The world needs your message. And Shannon and I have been blessed with some skills and experience to show you how to articulate that message more powerfully than anyone on the planet. And we truly believe that. You're going to get it out there. People are going to respond, and they're going to start hiring you. And that's one of the biggest things. That's one of the hardest thresholds to step past. And once you do, it is done. I mean, it's awesome, because once you step past that, you're able to make money for the rest of your life using speaking. Yeah. Shannon and I know that you could drop us into just about any city that is English speaking, because that's the only language we speak. You could drop us into any English speaking city in the world, and within 30 days, we could monetize our message through public speaking without knowing anyone.
And the confidence that brings, the certainty and the fulfillment, the impact, the money, yes, that's awesome. But as things change in your desires and your purpose and what you want, and maybe, as you're aging or you move out of town or the economy or whatever, when you've got a rock solid conversion system, man, that provides not only freedom, but the confidence. You walk differently into a room because you know that you have a system to be able to lean into. So a few more questions. So let's see. Debbie says, thanks for the 6 best niches. Yeah, enjoy those, Debbie. Enjoy those.
Nancy, is the bundle with a home study course too? Yes, it is a home study course. There's 2. The main home study course is the complete system to getting more speaking gigs. And that involves both things you can download in the way of like workbook and all that sort of stuff, scripts, checklists, everything that you need. And then there's also the inner game and spirituality, which is more online, but it's still self-paced.
Those are videos.
Everything you need there.
Yep.
Anne Marie, I am ready as ever before.
Yay!
Thank you for being on my path at this time.
Yes,
you bet, Anne-Marie.
yeah,
Looking
totally.
forward to meeting you.
Totally. Justice was saying, can you tell me a little bit about getting the gigs part of the bundle? Yeah. So the home study course, the complete system to getting more speaking gigs, includes all the scripts of what to say to the promoters to get booked. We help you get really clear about who your ideal audience is.
Yep.
All the systems that we personally still to this day use. We create a whole speaking gig pipeline. We show you our tools. We give you those. We show you how to create your own stages. For those of you that aren't doing Meetup yet, oh my God, you're leaving buckets of money on the table. So we show you our Meetup systems, how to create your own events, how to create your own stages. It's gold.
Right.
It's like
it really is.
Total gold. So head over there, Justice. You're going to love it. Okay. Adiola, thank you guys for your enthusiasm and sharing your knowledge. You got it. You got it. Yeah. Let's see. Jerry is on the list. Okay, yes. Okay, yes. So Anne-Marie, if buying now, could I use the ticket for the live event coming up later? Yeah, absolutely. Just let our team know. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, I do want to caution you guys, okay? Because when you put things off, and like we said, it may be a tough decision, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But when you put things off, you're putting your success off as well.
I know.
Like between now and 2018 is several months.
Yeah.
And people monetize their message with us fast, like in 90 days.
Yeah.
All right. So you need to ask yourself, okay, so if I was to spend $197 and by January 1st of 2018, I was able to start speaking on stages and monetizing my message, that would be like, I mean, you guys, very, very, I mean, most people who are on Wall Street, they don't, when they're investing in stocks, they don't get that kind of return on investment.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, there are situations that occur. I think the most boldest I ever saw was a woman named Jenna Rose. All right. So she actually, she saw us speak in person. And we offered her the opportunity to come to Big Impact Live, and she was stressed, and I'm like, I was wondering what's going on, and she was over in the corner crying, and she's like, I need this so bad. I've been spinning my wheels, and I know that you guys are the ones that can help me, but I'm supposed to be my best friend's maid of honor for her wedding over that weekend.
And ladies, you know what that means,
Absolutely.
right? Yeah.
So I mean, so I was like, oh, that's so unfortunate. I felt really bad because there was a connection that we felt with her, and she was able to feel really that connection with us. And so I just kind of told Shannon I moved on and felt a little sad for her. And then the next thing I know, she's on the phone bawling, and then she comes over and she's, I'm ready. I'm like, what happened? And she's like, well, I called my friend, and she's been seeing me spin my wheels for years. She knows that I'm an amazing voice coach, an amazing singer, and I help people so much to find the power in their voice and to use their voice. And she's like, you've got to do this. She's, I'll have one of my other bridesmaids step into your role. And she goes, I just need your help all the way up to the wedding because I have a lot going on. She said, absolutely. They worked it out together. She came to Big Impact Live. 3 weeks later, two weeks later, she made $4,000.
Yep. And what was awesome is it actually deepened their friendship even more because it was the bride taking a stand for Jenna Rose and them having this partnership in her purpose and her calling. So it deepened their friendship. So it was just a miracle story, really, you know. So for some of you, you might need to make a big bold decision. You might need to arrange childcare and get on a plane and do all those things. But it could be an adventure. You could come to San Francisco and, you're going on a business trip and it's a write-off and bring some friends too. You're welcome to bring a friend or two. Once you register, you'll have an opportunity to get a couple more tickets. So that'll be great. Heather's asking, was this recorded? You just joined now? Yes. Since you opted in for the webinar, you'll get an opportunity to catch the replay. So check it out and you can get the deal and everything that we're talking about.
Grace says, thank you. I'm going over to invest now. Yay, Grace. Candace, yes, a really important question. What if I haven't yet started a biz or know my message? But get very excited about becoming a paid speaker. It's been 30 years since I first had this calling. Candace, I feel you, girl. So I would say yes. Now, Big Impact University or Big Impact Live is for those people who are called to have a business. But if you don't have one yet, that is okay. All right. That's quite okay, because what we can teach you there is about landing on your message and giving you the clarity can help you be able to have the courage to say yes to starting a business.
And you know what? I mean, let's get you the right system right out of the gate, so you don't have to spin your wheels for 10 years, you know, struggling with how to put a business together. We literally give you the step-by-step curriculum of how to do it the right way. You can have a profitable, conscious business that impacts people's lives and helps make a lot of money and freedom for you, for your family, for your loved ones, for causes that you believe in. It can happen. It is happening.
Candace, 30 years is far too long.
Don't
wait another 30 minutes. Don't wait another 30 seconds. Get the ticket. Come, let it, and then introduce us. Make sure you make everyone who's coming. We've got tons of you saying yes. Make sure that you come and introduce yourself to us. We'd love to get a chance to say hi, give you a hug while you're there at Big Impact, and really connect, because it's through the relationship that we get the most food and how we're able to provide the most value for you as a client.
Yeah, and it's nice kind of connecting the faces and the names and everything. So yeah, introduce yourself when you come to the event.
So we've been hearing from about a handful of the same people, but we still have dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of people lingering in the background on this call. Candace, I'd love to. Thanks for the encouragement. Big love. Thank you, Candace. Go for it. You know, so head on over to bigimpactlive.com/gigs 2017. Take advantage of the Big Impact Live bundle that gives you everything that you need to get started right now. You can have speaking engagements booked before Big Impact Live. And how excited will you be to know you got 2 or 3 or 4 speaking gigs on the books and you're like, I am ready. And then you show up and you're meeting this amazing tribe of change agents, brilliant speakers, experts, coaches, that are supporting each other in playing a bigger game and having a bigger impact.
And that's exactly what happened for Marcy Mosloff. She's a CPA, so she's an expert in her field. She's sort of an expert of experts. She teaches CPAs ethics training and all kinds of awesome stuff. So she's been speaking for a long time, but she was struggling to get consistent gigs, and she was certainly struggling to monetize it. So she used our system. Before she even got to the event, she got 3 speaking gigs. And then through what she learned at the event, she was able to translate those. I think she made about $15,000 or $18,000 from those 3 gigs, as she's still learning how to master the system.
And she's truly perfect for this program. Okay. She's an expert. So she's been a CPA for years. Okay. And she's wanting to do something different. I mean, it's really powerful. Catherine, Heather, you want to know where the live event is? It's here in the San Francisco Bay Area. That's where we house them. And like we said, we have people from all over the world to come and join us in one of the most beautiful places in the country, in the world.
In the world. Totally. Awesome. Very good. Well, I think we're good. Yeah. Anything else you want to say before we close it up?
I just, we love the opera. This is what we love to do. This is our calling, and there's nothing more powerful than being able to help other people with their calling. And this is what we call the ripple effect, because ultimately what you're learning to do, this is one of the things that's important to understand is in any given moment, a person can only be aware of so many things. All right. So right now on the webinar, you're paying attention, or maybe you're on the bundle and you're paying attention to logistics and you're paying attention to travel and price and cost and all that. But then there's other people that are paying attention to what's going on in their heart. They're paying attention to what is it that's pulling them in their life, and they're honoring something different than what's in their head. Okay. And not only that, Shannon and I, part of what our clients are getting, I mean, you guys, our clients have made $16 million.
Right.
Okay. I mean, 16 million. It's unfathomable. I'd have never thought of that. Well, why? Because Shannon and I teach awareness training. What does that mean? That means that when you're sitting in the audience and you see a speaker, but what you see when a speaker speaks is very different than what Shannon and I see. We can see where they're effective, where they're ineffective, if they'll monetize or where they'll get compliments. We can see where they need to improve and where they don't, where they need to back off, where actual speaking skills would be more effective, where stories would be more effective, what they need to do in their business model, all from the way they're speaking from the stage. We're aware of those things, and that most everyone else on the stage is oblivious to that. They don't even know it exists. So when you come to this training, you start to change what you see. Think about that. You change what you're looking at. And when you change your focus, you change your life. And when you change your life, you change your results. That's what you get with this bundle. Change what you're seeing right now and pay attention to what's deep inside. And then go over to bigimpactlive.com/gigs 2017 and say yes to your calling. It's just $197.
Yep.
It's just, I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you know what? Your people need you.
Yep.
Your people are praying for you. There are people who are hurting, who are in pain, who are struggling, frustrated, depressed, and your information, your expertise, your brilliance could be the thing that changes them.
So join us and introduce yourself when you come to the event, and we'll see you on the support calls, and you'll be asking your questions about the complete system to getting speaking gigs, and we'll be tweaking it all and customizing it for your specific business. Absolutely. So we can't wait to see you and meet you live. It's going to be awesome. And go out there and make your big impact today.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Have yourself a great day.
Awesome.